I'm in a low season now. The kind that doesn't ask permission. I can't explain the when or how. Just the quiet of this condition. Low season, soft and real. Not everything needs to be healed. Low season, let it be. This is just a part of me. Low season, slow and fair. Something restful in the bear. The trees don't panic when they're bare. They just wait inside the cold. They trust that something will be there when the season starts to fold. Low season, soft and real. Not everything needs to be healed. Low season, let it be. This is just a part of me. Low season, slow and fair. Something restful in the bear. Even bare things have their beauty. I'm starting to believe that. The slow unclench of evening comes when the last task of the day is done. When the jaw relaxes, when the drums of urgency have finally run. Slow unclench. Feel the release. Everything returning to its peace. Slow unclench, jaw and chest. Finally allowed to rest. Slow unclench, shoulder drop. the release. Everything returning to its peace. Slow unclench jaw and chest. Finally allowed to rest. Slow unclench shoulder drop. Everything is allowed to stop. Unclenching. Finally unclenching. There it is. Some things reveal themselves so slowly. You barely notice they have changed. What once felt distant feels more holy. What once seemed wild feels arranged. The slow reveal, patience made real. Everything in its own time to feel. The slow reveal, soft and long, takes the whole night to become a song. I've learned to wait for the slow showing of what was always underneath. The quiet understanding growing of everything beneath the sheath. The slow reveal, patience made real. Everything in its own time to feel. The slow reveal, soft Taking slow inventory now of everything I carry still. Not judging the when or how, just noting what is real. Slow inventory, piece by piece, deciding what deserves release. Slow inventory, soft review, keeping only what is true. Some of it I'll let go of gently, like objects given to the rain. Some of it I'll keep intently, because the keeping is the gain. Slow inventory, piece by piece, deciding what deserves release. Slow inventory, soft review, keeping only what is true. This is not a purge, this is not a loss, this is just the quiet work of figuring out the cause. Taking stock quietly and without judgment. Finding I have more than I thought. There's a harbor light across the bay. I've been watching it for hours now. It doesn't ask me what to say, it just holds its place and shows me how. Steady in the dark and white, something constant on my side. Harbor light, don't go out. This what stillness is about. Harbor city finally got quiet. Even the wind forgot to blow. I make my coffee, don't deny it. I'm afraid of letting go. 4 in the morning, still awake, still holding on for your own sake. 4 in the morning, soft and slow, nowhere to be, nowhere to go. Jacket's hanging by the door. I haven't touched it, haven't tried. I've been here many times before, but never felt so deeply tired. 4 in the morning, still awake, still holding on for your own sake. 4 in the morning, soft and slow, nowhere to be, nowhere to go. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the light, maybe I'll let you go with the night. From the morning, still, my memory works like morning fog. It covers everything in soft. I reach for something sharp and clear, and find it muted, find it lost. Fog memory, softer than the truth. The gentler version of my youth. Fog memory, warm and thin, protecting me from deep within. Fog memory, kind and wide, blurring out the sharpest side. I used to fight the softening, the way things blur at the edges. Now I let the fog come in and rest inside its gentle pledges. Fog memory, softer than the truth. The gentler version of my youth. Fog memory, warm and thin, protecting me from deep within. Fog memory, kind and white, blurring out the Indigo hours sit between the blue of night and the black of deep. The most beautiful I've ever seen. The color that belongs to sleep. Indigo, the hours on shade, where the sharpest edges fade. Indigo hours, hold me here in the color without fear. Indigo hours, deep and wide, everything I feel inside. I've started looking for this color in the hour before I rest. It makes everything feel fuller, like the night is at its best. Indigo, the hours on shade, where the sharpest edges fade. Indigo hours, hold me here in the color without fear. Indigo hours, deep and wide, everything I feel inside. Indigo, the most honest color, only visible if you stay up late enough. Tuesday rain on nobody's window. The week is barely half alive. I'll make my coffee, watch it linger, and let the ordinary thrive. Tuesday rain, unremarkable, just water on the window glass. Tuesday rain, unstoppable, like everything that comes to pass. unstoppable, like everything that comes to pass. Not dramatic, not a sign, just rain on a Tuesday, which is perfectly fine. Tuesday rain, falling without meaning. That's enough. You left a residue behind. The kind that settles into things. Into corners of my mind. Into the quiet that evening brings. Residue of what was real. The softest kind of what I feel. Residue, warm and thin. A trace of where you've always been. Residue, mine to keep. The gentlest thing inside the deep. I find it in the strangest places, in the pause before I speak, in the gaps between the faces of every ordinary week. Residue of what was real. The softest kind of what I feel. Residue, warm and thin. A trace of where you've always been. Residue, mine to keep. The gentlest thing inside the deep. Not a wound, more like a watermark. Proof that something beautiful was here. I sink into the thermal pool of evening, where the temperature is just enough. Not too hot, not too cold, not leaving room for anything but the soft stuff. Thermal pool was cold in ways I couldn't name, the kind of cold that lives in interaction. The thermal pool of evening is the same as always, warm beyond distraction. Thermal pool, warm deep, the kind of warm that helps me sleep. Thermal pool, let me in, the warmth below the everyday din. Thermal pool, soft immerse, better than I fear, better than worse. Submerged in the warm, finally warm. Stay here a while. The night warmth is a different kind than the warmth the daytime brings. Something gentler for the mind, something quiet in its rings. Night warmth, this is mine. A temperature that feels just fine. Night warmth, soft and real, the only warmth I truly feel. I chase the night warmth now through the apartments I have lived, always finding out somehow that the night is what has given. Night warmth, this is mine. A temperature that feels just fine. Night warmth, soft and real, the only warmth I truly feel. The night keeps a special warmth reserved for those who stay up late. A warmth that daylight never offers, a warmth worth staying up to get. Night warmth, right here. Wrap yourself in it. in silence like it's something heavy on the midnight road. Put it down, it was never there. All that weight was only air. Weight of nothing, let it fall. It was barely there at all. Weight of nothing, open hands, finally starting to understand. The things I feared would break me clean were lighter than I gave them credit. I was dramatic in between the moments before I set it down. It was never there. All that weight was only air. Weight of nothing, let it fall. It was barely there at all. Weight of nothing, open hands, finally starting to understand. It was never heavy. I just forgot to put it down. I feel the pressure dropping now, the way it does before the rain. My body knows before somehow, before the weather shows its name. Pressure drop, the air knows first, before the drought becomes a thirst. Pressure drop, something's coming, soft and low, the atmosphere humming. Pressure drop, let it break, let the rain do what it takes. There's relief in the release. In the moment tension breaks. In the strange and sudden peace that every pressure drop creates. Pressure drop, the air knows first, before the drought becomes a thirst. Pressure drop, something's coming, soft and low, the atmosphere humming. Pressure drop, let it break, let the rain do what it takes. Here comes the rain, finally. take my night inventory slow, counting what I kept and what I lost, not judging where I chose to go, just noting what each moment cost. Night inventory, piece by piece, finding what deserves release. Night inventory, soft review, keeping only what stays true. Tonight I'm keeping the small warmth of someone's laugh I almost forgot, the moment when the rain turned north and everything was what it's not. Night inventory, piece by piece, finding what deserves release. Night inventory, soft review, keeping only what stays true. This is not a purge, this is not accounting, this is just the quiet work